Hey, it's Kristen. I wanted to talk a little bit today about purchasing a piece of real estate as an investment property. And I'm going to use the listing that I have for sale on Massey Road for numbers for a comparison. So the house is for sale about $325,000. So if you were going to, let's just say we'll do a full purchase price offer. So if you took out a mortgage at with 20% down, which we always like to do because then you have a little bit of equity already going in, and you have you don't have to pay the PMI insurance. So current rates are at 3.92% for a 30-year mortgage. So your mortgage payment would be $1,229. Now, something that is always an idea is you could take a 15-year mortgage. So the payment's a little bit higher, but the interest rate on that at this point is 2.58%. That would put your payment at $1,743. And you build up equity much faster because much more of your money every month is going towards the principal rather than the interest. But for the sake of the rest of this conversation, let's talk about a 30-year mortgage because that gets the buy-in cost at the lowest amount possible. So $1,229 would be the monthly payment for the mortgage. Taxes on this house are $3,306. So it's $275 a month. And insurance, I just did a quick Google search, and I don't know if you probably could get better rates than this, but it averaged $181 a month. So all the numbers together, of course, just rough guess. Anything could be different. Interest rates can be different. The taxes are fixed, but the other ones we were kind of just ballparking. So average ballpark would be $1,686 for a total monthly payment for this house in North Tiverton. So the house itself, it's super cute. It's totally move-in ready. There would be nothing after purchasing the house that you absolutely had to do to re-rent it to somebody else. It has a fully fenced-in yard, which would be great if you had animals. It has brand new kitchen, a bathroom. So there wouldn't be any investment after purchase price before you're able to rent it. So I did look around at other rentals in the area. Like I said, it's North Tiverton. It's in a really nice, quiet neighborhood. A lot of the houses are very similar. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. The neighborhood is all houses that are similar in size. And quiet. So it would definitely be a place that would be great for a rental. I looked around in what was in the MLS in the last even year, and there's not much, which I get calls all the time for people looking for a rental locally. So I don't think there would be any issue looking for a rental, and especially now in a market like this. If there are people who are looking to make a change of selling their primary residence and looking to buy something else, a lot of times they're looking for a rental in the meantime before they go from one place to another. So the rental market is very, very strong. And like I said, I didn't find anything that's exactly like it, but I did find a couple. So there was a first floor rental, and again, in a multi-family house. So it's just the first floor, $1,750 a month. I found one, it was a furnished winter rental, $1,800 a month. So that house probably is rented out during the summer for a higher rate. I found one that was it was a duplex, so one half of the side, $1,400. I found a smaller house that only had 1 bedroom, is $1,200. I found a house that was a little bit bigger, 3 bedrooms and 1 bath. It did have a little bit more land, but that was renting for $2,000. And then I found a townhouse for $1,500. So like I said, the benefits of this house are it's its own house. It doesn't share space with anybody. It's got a garage. It's got a fenced-in yard. So, I think you could easily get, in the high, close to $2,000. Is, again, totally my rough guess based on what I kind of looked around on at the market, which there's really not much. There wasn't anything I found that was similar. So let's say that. If your monthly payments going into this for taxes, insurance, and mortgage are $1,686, you can probably cover that with the cost of your rent that you're going to be able to bring in. And like I said, there shouldn't be too much other overhead costs. Of course, things can break and such, but, with a newer roof and a newer plumbing and newer electrical, all those things are already taken care of. So even buying, a turnkey property that you don't have to invest anything in, you could break even, if not make a little bit of money every month on this rental. So And that's just covering the cost. But the benefit is if you are even breaking even, you're having somebody else paying the mortgage on your piece of property. So after those 30 years, or if you wanted to bump it up and do a 15-year mortgage, you're going to own that property free and clear, and you will have not paid your money towards that. And, it's a wonderful thing to have a safe, clean home for a family who's looking for one. We have one long-term rental property right now that has been super useful. We have had a couple people, like I mentioned before, that had moved out of one house and were looking for their new house. So it's kind of been a place for them to land. We've had all different kinds of families in there. We've had people come in for just a month or two. In between houses, we've had people stay for years. So we've never had a problem renting it. And that's the only one that we have that I personally know for comparison. But like I said, with the amount of people that I get that are interested in renting, I don't think it would be an issue. So that's for a house that's completely turnkey. The other thought is if you wanted to buy a house that maybe needed a little bit more work, you could always maybe come in and do the painting yourself. If you want to put in some of your own sweat equity, there's a lot of things that can be done your own self that you wouldn't have to hire a contractor for, painting, and the kind of cosmetic things. You could, look at maybe the kitchen needs to be remodeled. You could look at maybe sanding and painting down the cabinets and just replacing the countertop, so you didn't have to do a full kitchen remodel. So there's certainly ways of putting in a little bit of your own time and energy that would make purchasing a house you're going to use as an investment even more of a great investment. So anyway, we've done a lot of renovations, and we've done a lot of, like I said, renters. We've talked to quite a few. So certainly if you had any questions about that, I'd love to chat with you further. But I thought, maybe giving some actual numbers to a house. I don't want to talk about any other houses that are for sale in Tiverton because they're not my listings and I haven't been in them. So I could only speculate, and I wouldn't want to do that. So I wanted to use this house as a comparison to go through with the numbers because I do know exactly what is in the house. So that's my summary of looking to purchase in Tiverton, Rhode Island for income producing property and for starting to build your real estate portfolio. Maybe, the market could be a little bit volatile, or maybe you have money in the market and you want to diversify a little bit. Real estate is a very solid investment. There's usually a good amount of appreciation. There's been a significant appreciation around in here. I talked about that, I think, last week. In the other video. So if once we publish this, you should be able to go back and watch that one. But every year the home value is worth a little bit more, even though your payments aren't going to change going up. So we found it to be an excellent investment. Definitely something to add to your portfolio, and hopefully this is helpful. So thank you and have a great day.